Oh, by a show of hands, who's Nompilo? Who is Dimpo?
Me.
And then we've got Dumiso.
Yes.
Cool. Dumiso, I don't have your surname though.
Mokobodi.
Ah. I won't remember that.
Dumiso is just fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, darling.
Alright,
I'll
let's
be
do
changing
that
that
then.
same
Oh, okay.
name.
What a way to break the news. Podcast link is going to be available on your.
Yes, I believe so. It's called Vow Rewind.
Thank you.
28 minutes before 12 o'clock in studio now, we speak about young filmmakers that takes top honor at Visuals of Freedom Festival. We're joined by Nompilo, Dimpo, as well as Dumiso in studio, and we're chatting up a storm all things of filmmaking and understanding the vision that has come alive for not just them, but the people that got to experience the stories that matter. Amplifying young voices as well, which is quite important. A very good morning to you all, and thank you so much for being here this morning on Area Code.
Morning.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so I'm going to pick on one person at a time. Maybe let's tell a bit about the journey into filmmaking. Maybe let me pick on Dimpo. Let's talk about your journey as well as a bit about yourself into the journey to filmmaking.
Okay, alrighty. So my journey into filmmaking, I think I was like a born storyteller. However, not knowing, which medium to really use to tell out all my stories, I went into engineering. First few years in engineering,
Plot
and then
twist.
yeah, right. And then I got a side job as a journalist. Like this man at church is like,
Another plot twist.
right? This man at church is like, no, I need a few journalists to intern in my newsroom. I'm like, oh, okay. Little did I know the bag would really know. Yeah. And so I started skipping my engineering classes to go cover stories. And then one day I'm sitting in the class and I'm like, you don't have to be here. Like, you can do this full time.
Please
right?
don't tell me what I think you're going to tell me.
And I quit that degree.
Listen, Nompilo, I'm hoping you've got a different story compared to that.
I do. I
Okay.
think I do. So for me, during my childhood, you know how, like, growing up, especially in the township, we always had adults who'd like ask us, maybe oh, when were you more cool?
Yeah.
And my friends would know, oh, I'm a lawyer, a nurse, a doctor, and I just never knew what I wanted to be. Like, I was just like, angazi, and they're like, how kanjan? And I'm like, I don't know what I wanted to be.
Wow.
And then in grade 8, I think when I was in high school in grade 8, I just became out of the blue fixated about TV. I watched TV all the time, film and TV. I just watch. I would never do homework and stuff. And it would frustrate my sister a lot and my family. And I think I just became so fixated at what happens behind the scenes, like what's the process of the things that have to come together.
Yeah.
And I started to do research on that. Oh, there's a writer. Oh, there's a director. Okay, there's a producer. And I remember one time when I was in grade 10, I don't know if my mom would remember this. I was in grade 10 and we were writing our exams. I wasn't writing on that particular day, and I called the broadcasting channel building. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name.
You are, don't you
Okay,
worry.
called it the SABC. I was like, hey, I'd like to do a tour. How much was it? They told me. I forgot how much it was, and I saved up. On that day, when I wasn't writing an exam, I took a taxi by myself. I didn't tell anyone. And I remember when I left the house, my mom knew I wasn't writing. And my mom was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to the library to go and study. But I feel like she picked up I was lying because she knows that I've never been one to go to a library.
Of course, ma'am. These are your parents.
I went to
they
the
know
SABC.
very well.
Yeah, I went to the SABC. We went on a tour, and I feel like when I went there, I was like, I belong here. This is where I belong, and I just started researching on that.
There was a sense of light.
Yeah.
Oh.
Finished school. When I was done with my high school, then I went to go study at AFDA, and I remember just like first day of setting foot there, I was like, yeah, this is my home, and yeah, the rest is history.
I think the most important thing that I'm picking up here between Udimpo as well as Unompilo is that bastard man. One left school, the other one wasn't doing homework. Dumisa, please come in as a saving grace here. What was your story that really built up to filmmaking?
I think my story it's a bit different.
I
From
like the sound of that.
because with me, it started in primary when I started writing poetry and short stories, and my teachers would always compliment me, and I'll always get like high marks, be top of the class, win the library competitions, and I didn't know what film and TV was by then, and I didn't even know what I wanted to be by then.
And what age was this?
Grade 4. How old?
Grade 4 would probably be like 10, 11?
Yeah. So my teachers would be like, no, let's get you on a debate team. Then that's when I started doing the debates and spelling bees. And they would be like, no, you'd make a great lawyer. And they wanted me to do law. I'm like, but I don't like books. I don't like theory. The only theory that I like is writing short stories and poetry.
Yeah.
And even because I transitioned from middle school to Oxford, which was a high school. And then when I got there, same story, my teachers were like, no, you'd be great as a debater, go into debating. I'd love to see you as a lawyer one day. I'm like, no, man, I want to do something
I
different.
love that.
So when I got to grade 12, they changed my English teacher, and she's the one who was like, you know what, Dumi, I see you as an artist. Why don't you write full time? I'm like, okay, I think that would work. And then when I was applying adverts, I saw film and TV. I think I applied for BA in education and social work, and then my first option was film and TV. I did not know what that was, but my heart just told me this is something that you're gonna love, and that's how I got into filmmaking.
Thank you for making your story a bit different from the storylines. I think that's very important. I think, you speak about an English teacher that really highlighted a huge part of your career and motivated you to move forward. I think just very quickly we can get any key moments from yourself as well, Dimple, where you felt like there was a mentor that it really helped to shape your path when it comes to filmmaking.
Yeah. I think for me, because growing up in the Sunday school, my Sunday school teachers, I used to write stories, do dramas, At that time, you think you're just playing, right? You don't really think like this is a thing. Now, in hindsight, I'm like, hey man, I was directing back then.
I love this.
Yeah. So they really, really encouraged me. I think even now, you don't forget the things that have been poured into you, especially words. They keep on resounding, no matter how old you are. So I think those key moments are what really I took with me, even getting to here.
And for yourself, Nabila?
In terms of mentorship, I feel like my sister was more of a mentor for me. Ironically, my sister once worked here before, but like many, many moons back. So she understood the media space a bit. So I think when she saw Guti, she was losing the battle of trying to get me to stop watching TV. She actually saw, okay, I'm taking this seriously. That's where she started taking me to she would link me up with a few people who work behind the scenes on sets. I remember I once went on a set on Scandal when I was in grade 11.
You keep on name dropping. Hey, I love this.
Come on,
I'm sorry, but
you started with SABC, we went to Aston, now we're Scandal. What's next, honey?
So my sister would put me in those spaces so that I would have a bit of exposure. But if there's one thing she and the rest of my family, my mom and my aunt, continuously emphasizes the importance of education. They were like, you cannot do this, you have to. So fortunately, we could study film and TV, and hence I went and I did my undergrad. So that was the type of mentorship I guess I had, because I think I'm blessed to have a sister who was more exposed, because she understood the business side of it. Me now, I thought, okay, I want to write, and then I want my work to be seen on TV, and it's like, it's more than that. It's more than that. So yeah.
I like that, and I think it's very important that we send a huge kudos to the people that really paved the path for you and really assisted you in terms of mentorship. And here we are, many moons later. Congratulations for your award, on your award. Come on, come on.
Thank you.
Let's speak about the inspiration behind this masterpiece. Anybody can take this one.
Okay. The inspiration was home, right? I was going through.
Pronounce it for me.
Leraye laka.
Liraye laka.
Yes, which is my home.
Aha.
My home.
Okay, I'm Zulu.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. So at the time I'd lost my mom. I think at that time it was April, ne? Yeah, so it had been like a month, actually a year at that time. And I had this dilemma of my mother was my home, and now that she no longer is there, what do I do? Do I get a new home? What is home? Is it a feeling? Is it a person? Is it a building? Can you shift homes? Can you have multiple homes at the same time? So that's where my mind was at that time, because I was also trying to figure it out for myself and for my younger sister. So we in one of our lectures, we had one of our lecturers say, guys, we're forming groups. You guys can pitch your ideas, and then you can have people join, whichever group they want to. Yeah. So at the time, I'm like, okay, let me just go. Maybe somebody, will be interested in this. And I think when I pitched the idea, Nompilo, Dumi, and our other crew members actually got drawn to the story and home. What is home? And so we sat down and we actually started like, okay, Mpilo, what is home to you? Dumi, what is home to you? Dimpo, what is home to you? And so that's where the inspiration came about. Home. Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, just to chime in. And when Dimpo pitched the idea, she just said the concept of home. And we were all fixated on that. And we were conceptualizing that many of us, home to us is our mothers and stuff. And I think it kind of changed the mood when Dimpo said, my mom is gone. So what does that mean for me? Yeah. So I think that's then when it changed to say, okay, this is deeper than just, what is home to us? Yeah. That's where we built from.
And I think that's where the collaboration also came in. Maybe tell us a little bit more about the collaboration. I want to hear about the challenges, of course, because, when you get creatives together in one space and in one room, there's always going to be a clash of the titans. But we can always come back and just reconvene and go back to the basics.
Yeah. For us, I think I feel like we were gonna have a much bigger challenge if it was not Dimpo's story, because all of us wanted to. Remember, we wanted to okay, this is my home, let's put this is my home. So when Dimpo said, my mom is no longer with us, what then is home? We focused on that. And it's like whenever we had clashing ideas, we knew that at the end of the day, this is the story that we need to tell. A story that will honor Dimpo and Dimpo's mom's legacy, and a story that will bring comfort, healing, and restore memory within them and her sister. So I think with all the collaboration that happened and all the ideas that we bounced around and all the ideas that we killed, if I were to put it like that, we knew Gutsi, each and every idea needs to come back to Dimpo and what it means for what home is to her now that her mother is no longer with her.
It sounds like you guys almost wanted to honor Dimpo more than anything else. And I think, that doesn't go unnoticed, and it's very important as well. But what sort of aspects also just carry and embody what you believed in as yourself, as a Nompilo, as yourself, as a Dumi? So, the honor has already come and the idea has come. But which pieces of it came together because of how you felt the definition of home would best describe you as an individual? Let's take Dumiso for now while you...
Okay, for me, the idea of home was more broader, which is something I spoke to Dimpo about after her pitch. And it was more personal than that, and I don't want to touch on it. But I remember one of the things that I also said was that as a mother, I feel like I'm also a home to my child. And I don't know if I'm a great home, if I'm a good home, or I don't know if I need to adjust myself to be a perfect home for her. So at the same time, we had to make a 7-minute film, 5 to 7 minutes. And I felt like me coming with that aspect of home, my idea of home, and Bilo coming with her idea of home, somehow it was going to be a clash. And somehow it was going to be misunderstood. So we felt like Dimpo's story, it can carry us through to the 7 minutes that we need. So let's just focus on that. So now we thought of coming up with other episodes that still relate to the idea of home, where we all are gonna hop up on this the way that we planned from the beginning.
Nambila, are you ready to go? Just very quickly, because I need to go to an ad break as well.
I think for me it was the importance of prayer. Remember, that's the one thing that I emphasized a lot. I said when we had agreed, okay, this is our story and stuff. I said the most common thing we have amongst each other is prayer, and how our mothers emphasized the importance of prayer in our lives. From childhood, our mothers were the ones who took us to church and all of that. And I think then that's when I said this movie needs to start with a prayer. Because I'm pretty sure, Dimpo, your mom taught you prayer, my mother taught me prayer, Dumi's mom taught her prayer, and so forth. And I think when we put it together, I feel like at first they didn't understand me, but when I said to Dimpo, say it in your language, say it in your home language, say it very slowly, you will see it will make sense.
Yeah.
And
It
it
came out
did make sense.
so beautifully.
It made, it
You
made
guys are
perfect
giving me
sense.
chills. I'm loving this. But I think I wanted to touch on the prayer moments, the prayer aspect that you're bringing up, to say that sometimes our parents don't need to teach us prayer. It's an everyday lifestyle that really just becomes who you are, because every day at 8 o'clock at home, you bow your head and you pray. You know, it's just like a culture that we have. Listen, it's 14 minutes before 12 o'clock. We're going to take a quick ad break, but when we do come back, we continue with our conversation. We want to find out about the poetic aspects of it. The visions are striking, and how international was the use of symbolism as well as voiceover. 074-577-9461. That's our WhatsApp line if you have any questions for our award-winning filmmakers. 011-717-9881. Give us a call as well. Now, here's an invitation, a cultural convention showcasing the best minds in film, creative entrepreneurship, and youth culture on the 1st and the 2nd of August at the Timalechong Digital Innovation Precinct, 41 Jutta Street in Braamfontein. Now, there's a podcast, masterclasses, talks, and exclusive content preview that are going to be there by the likes of Tyson Sabatelli and Tabo Ramedzi, and many more people will be there as well. Do make sure that you are a part of it. Vow 88.1 will also be broadcasting live, and tickets are available on Quicket, and that is the 1st and the 2nd of August in Braamfontein. For more information, do visit Veil Heat Seekers on social media and get more insight on that. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Stand by. Yeah, I've got a group of award-winning superstars in the building, and they certainly are acting like superstars, I can tell you that much. There's a giggle here and a laugh there, and they're scuttling amongst themselves, leaving me out of it because I'm not an award-winning film.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Tell them I'm lying. No? Exactly. Let's speak about, obviously, the narration. There is poetic and visuals that are quite striking. How international was, or how intentional was the use of symbolism and the voiceover?
Yeah. So before we shot the final film, we actually had like a, I guess,
Interviews.
yeah, like a practice, right? And in there we had to do interview and also mix it with other footage. And I remember when we were screening it, when we were screening it in class, our lecturer Jesse was like, actually, I know I did emphasize that, documentary, interviews, but it'd actually be more powerful if you did not have like the interviews and just do it voiceover. And we looked at it, compared the two footages, and it actually did work out. The narration juxtaposed with all the footage, it's like, as you are explaining everything, life is still happening to you. There's no time to pause and say, as all of these things are happening in my mind, life is still happening to me. And I think that was one of the aspects that we wanted to incorporate with the voiceover. And you never really get to see my face. You never, like me having to speak out all of these things, just to show that I'm going through the grief, but life is still happening. Yeah.
And in terms of the visuals, which Mel spoke about yesterday, she made use of Mel's cinematographer. She had a lot of wide shots and close-up shots. For me, the most important thing, I was like, the first shot, we have a wide shot. We were driving through Machuba's Kloof, those like sharp, curvy roads at Machuba's Kloof.
Okay.
And we have like this wide shot of the trees and the landscape and the like how beautiful the scenery was. I think for me it was very important to have that particular shot because of the negative connotation that a lot of people associate Limpopo with. So I said we need to have a shot like this to show that this is actually a beautiful province. And then we've had shots like there's a part where Dimpo says my mom loved flowers, she loved gardening. And as we were setting up around the house at Dimpo's house, I, as a person who does the garden a lot at home, I noticed when the flowers are dry, and I said, okay, if the person who took care of the flowers was still here, these flowers would not be dry. So I said to Mel, we need to have a shot of the garden to show that the person who catered for these flowers is no longer here, which means the plants are also kind of dead in a sense. So, and the close-up shots of Dimpo's mom's pictures, the bedroom, the lounge. There's just a wide shot of the lounge where it's just quiet. It's just very quiet for a few seconds. But shortly, a few seconds before that shot, it's in a cover footage of Dimpo's mom dancing. Like, it's singing and dancing. And I think Dimpo took it with her phone. And I think when it goes from that shot to another, it changes the atmosphere to show that actually this person is no longer here.
There's like emptiness.
And there's a sense of emptiness within that home. Is it really still a home, or is it now a house? Because there's a difference between a house and a home. So that's what we were emphasizing on. And it came together.
Yeah, to also hop on the visuals when you're talking about the bedroom and the lounge, because I remember when we took the footage of the bedroom, when I did sound design on it, there was like total silence. There was nothing, because the whole film, it's a voiceover of Dimpo speaking about her journey and all of those things. But when we get to points where her mother used to sit, used to sleep, it's just quiet to put emphasis on the fact that she's no more, and that's how it feels empty even to her.
Dimpo, was there any moment where you broke down?
Yes, there were a lot of moments where
more
I
like, how many times did you break down?
Like, there were many moments, and what was, I guess, challenging is that I was directing, right? So sometimes I had to step out of directing and actually like be in the moment, but then I also have to go back and direct, so I have to treat it as, like, with an objective eye as well. There were many moments where I had to break down, and I'm so grateful for my crew, because you know, it's one thing to know people in the class, but to bring them into your home and to be vulnerable around them. And they were very supportive and allowed, you know, me to have my moments where I pause and take it all in and then go back. Okay, guys, next shot, you know.
Let's keep it moving. I like that. No, of course, I think you wouldn't be human if those things didn't happen. But I'm curious, just very quickly, are there moments where you carried out that emotion, maybe voiceover or anything like that, that you had felt and you brought it into the scene?
There is a scene, you know, the shot where there's this one shot where it's a tight close up and the camera is just on my face. And you know, in that moment I had like a lot, I wish you could see it, because even the way Mel edited it, and I was just sitting there and I felt like my head was buzzing, because it really hit me. Like, it's one thing for you to experience something, and then when you have other people are like, yeah, it's really empty, you know. You know what I mean? Like, it really hit me. So that scene, that shot where I was just there looking at the camera like, this is my life. This is real. Yeah.
I think, thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to let the whole of whoever really gets to touch on this short film gets an opportunity to witness and experience, and also just gain some confidence as well, to say that I'm not the only person who's going through this. I mean, obviously now we've reached the point where the winning of the award, a special mention at the Visions of Freedom Film Festival. What does this mean to you, especially after working with industry giants as well? I like that big fat smile. Nabila's fast. Nabila's like, ask me. Go for it.
Oh man, it was validating. I'll keep saying, every time someone asks me, I'm just like, it's validating. The hard work we put in, and no matter how small your project is, it's validating when it is seen by, because like when you submit, it's people in the industry who watch, and then they select to go to, okay, this one is worthy. So the fact that our film was selected out of a lot of films, it's so validating to show what we are seen. Our hard work is seen, it's appreciated, and we belong here. What we do, see right now, we are exactly where we have to be, where we need to be, and we just keep pushing. So I think that was just like validating. It was validating, because now my friends like to troll me, and it's like, yeah, we're not award-winning filmmaker. Stop it. So yeah, it's just validating.
And also, just to chip in below,
I think just very quickly, I want to say kudos to you for finding your validation. Most people overlook it and they just downplay it. Find it, keep it, and work on it. Yes,
Thank you.
Dimple.
I was just saying, just to chip in with what you're saying, we treated it as a student film, right? It was also like our final year film project. And when we submitted it, we didn't just submit it like among students. It was people that were working in the industry and people that we also looked up to. So as Mpilo was saying, it was validating, and it also was just a stamp that you belong here. You're not student filmmakers.
Yeah.
You are filmmakers.
Ooh, okay, award winning.
All right, and lastly for yourself, Dimiso?
For me, also it gave me a sense of I really belong here. It's not a mistake that I'm here for the fact that it even because it was nominated. And it wasn't just nominated, it also won. So that was like, oh my damn, man, I belong here. So it was really exciting because also I think, as Dimpo said, that we treated it as a film, as a student film. I think after that we just moved on with our lives. So Ndubo, who was our editor, who actually submitted it, and she only told us, guys, I actually submitted our film to the Basha Uhuru and they selected. We were like, what? Really? Where did I think this film could go so
Element of
far?
surprise.
And we're like, thank you so much, Ndubo. And we actually
Shout out to
won. And
Ndubo.
like,
Shout out to you, Nduma, in your absence. How can people watch laka?
For now, it's still not yet available in terms of mainstream because it's still making the rounds in film festivals. But as soon as that period is over, then we can post it on YouTube, our social medias, Vimeo, and it will be available for everybody to stream.
No. We are working professionals. Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for coming. It has been lovely. All the best of luck when it comes to the next life's journey. And we are hoping and looking forward to watching Laka. And I cannot wait to get a pirate copy.
Thank you so much.
All right, and there you have it. 3 wonderful individuals in studio speaking about their journey in filmmaking. It's called Laka. And is there a specific time maybe that we can expect it to be posted? While I still have you here? No.
I think maybe after end of the year because periodically like
Yes.
around
Yes.
End
So
of
maybe
the
like 3
year.
to
yeah,
4 months.
so
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're just gonna have to keep on watching the space and hoping that eventually it does come out. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for me and the team. Vow 88.1 proudly supports the Wit Student Affairs Fair 2025 with participation from Campus Housing and Resident Life, Counseling and Care Development, Campus Health and Wellness, Student Development, and many more. There'll be loads of fun for all students with all students this Thursday, and that's all happening tomorrow on the 31st of July between 10 and 3 p.m. on the Wits Library Lawns. Wits 88.1 will also be broadcasting live. Good times, good music.
which one is it?
Hey, and that's it from me and the team. Thank you very much for choosing us as your choice of radio station. Silakila Dwaba is on standby to give you